Now let's continue and finish lesson 3. We're going to talk about this formula to convert the temperature uh, between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Okay, so temperature that is in Fahrenheit, then we use this symbol. Okay, so this is degree sign and the FY here. If the temperature is in Celsius, then it is this degree sign with a C. Okay. So for water, we know the freezing point is in Celsius, so that is 0 degree, and that corresponds to 32 degree in Fahrenheit. Okay. And the boiling temperature for water is 100 degree Celsius, and that corresponds to what temperature in Fahrenheit? Okay. Well, a lot of us probably don't remember this. Let's find out what's the corresponding Fahrenheit temperature for the boiling point for water. Okay, so this is the formula that convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. Okay, now with this formula, we can substitute this Celsius to be 100 degree Celsius into this C. So let's substitute 100 into C. So 100 over here. Now we want to find out what's the corresponding Fahrenheit here. What's the corresponding temperature in Fahrenheit here? Okay, so now we can simplify this. 100 over 5 is 20. 20 times 9 is 180. So that is 180. Now adding this 32, that's 212. So 212 degree Fahrenheit. So we just discovered that the corresponding temperature for the boiling point for water is actually 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the boiling point for water in Fahrenheit. Now, this formula over here, suppose we want to solve for C. So that way, if I can solve for C, I can convert Fahrenheit into Celsius, right? So how can I solve for C here in this formula? How can I isolate this C here all by itself? Okay. Now remember, when we solve an equation, we need to undo those operations in order to get the variable isolated. So to isolate the C, we need to undo multiplication and addition. And when you undo, then the weaker operation is going to get undone first. So addition and subtraction get undone first, and later multiplication, division, later exponent, and later parenthesis. Okay, so it goes in this order when you try to undo those operations. So here you have multiplication and addition. Addition is weaker, so it will get undone first. So undo addition over here, we subtract. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 32 on both sides. That way, then these two cancel. On this side, we got this, and this side we have f minus 32. Now, notice that we want to get c here, which is we want to get 1c here. So how can I get this coefficient here to be 1? Well, this is a fraction right here. To get it to be 1, we multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction right here. So we multiply by 5 over 9 on both sides. On both sides of the equation. Now, this is the 1c, which is c on this side. This side will have 5 over 9 times parenthesis f minus 32. So finally, we have isolated the c. c is equal to 5 over 9 times parenthesis f minus 32. So c is isolated. We already solved for c. Okay. So this one will allow you to substitute Fahrenheit temperature and convert that into temperature in Celsius. Okay. Now that's the end of lesson 3.